Music going in the back.
All right, so Chana is here today, but I think he just spilled something on his keyboard, so he'll be in. He usually does the introductions, but what's up, Aaron?
What's up?
What's going on here? Let me switch so it looks like I'm looking at you. There we go. Yeah. So he just got back from CES. What's up to the folks in the chat, by the way? What's up, Marv? Who else is in here? Dean, Victor, of course, Tim Perry, our editor, Larry Stugel. I know that's a tricky name.
What's up, players?
Ask Matt. I think that's everybody there. Junior OG. What's up? All right. So what's going on? I heard you did a stream earlier today.
So we're out on holiday today, and it's snowing, sleet. It's like, dude, roads are shut down in North Alabama. Like,
really,
if it snows or sleets at all, everybody, oh my god, I gotta get milk and bread. I ordered Domino's. I was like, I'm just gonna let them cook for me today, and then I'll heat it up.
So you put other people in danger.
Yeah, well, they were already at work, so I called. I was like, y'all working? Like, yep. I'm like, all right, I want a pizza. Make it worth your while.
That's like when I remember supposedly there was like this hurricane over here that's supposed to be happening that I didn't see anything, but Angela was all ordering food from whatever we use to order food. I'm like, that's put them in danger, huh? I see.
Yeah, exactly. Put somebody else in danger, but not me.
Yeah. Keeping up with the Jones, it says Domino's is delicious.
Domino's is pretty good. I mean, it's not great, but I have other preferences for pizza.
Yeah, what's your preference?
There's a local place in my area. It's called Greg's, Sam and Greg's, and they make good pizza. Marco's Pizza. I don't know if you've got a Marco's.
No,
that's a chain around here. I don't know how far out they go, but Marco's Pizza.
I've had a Beato's Pizza in if anybody knows, on the East Coast in Pittsburgh. Beato's Pizza with they put a bunch of cold cheese on the top.
Ooh, cold cheese.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's awesome.
Like your jokes.
Hey, but Domino's, I feel like they changed their recipe around or something, because they're trying to make it taste like Pizza Hut, which was my choice.
Oh, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Gross. You know what's actually what used to be like the worst pizza that I can remember is Little Caesars.
Hey man, there's nothing wrong with Little Caesars.
Hey, but I'm just saying that they changed it up and now it tastes pretty good.
When's the last time you've had like Chuck E. Cheese pizza?
I don't know, like a couple months ago.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? I mean,
it's hard to mess up pizza though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
Little greasers, he says.
Little greasers.
Well, what kind of pizza you like, Chana?
Oh,
you're the Chana expert, aren't you?
What's up?
You're the Chana pizza expert.
You're the Chana expert. He is an expert.
You're the Chana expert.
Had to change my shirt real quick. I actually worked at Domino's Pizza for 2.5 years. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, I was a delivery expert. I was one of those guys doing 200 miles an hour in a 35 just to get there in 30 minutes.
Hold on. Where did you used to work at?
Domino's Pizza.
Okay. I switched over, so I didn't hear it. Well, that's cool.
Switched over.
Yeah.
My oldest brother used to work at Little Caesars, like way back in the day.
Oh yeah,
back in the day.
Pizza.
I used to work at Little Caesars too.
I like pepperoni. I mean, solid pepperoni.
That's all I get.
No. Sometimes maybe I like to get a little crazy and go onions, pepper, sausage, mushrooms, pepperoni. Depending on the. Yeah.
He managed the Papa John's. Oh, he was the manager. He's the boss man over there.
Yeah.
What happened to you right now? We're about to go live, and then you're just
dude, my drink spilled. It's sticky stuff all over the place. Damn Coca-Cola.
You spilled your soda?
Yeah, and then it was fumbling, it just so I capped it and ran over. Dude, it got all over my my drone, the computer, the whole thing here, and man, look, thank goodness nothing got into the lens. But I had to change my shirt. I had a nice red shirt on.
All right. Well, you're good to go. What's up?
What's up is that we're doing a 15% off sale on the spatial audio calibration toolkit. use the code spilled 15.
Spilled 15, is that it?
Spilled.
All right.
Yeah, let me make it right now. Yeah. All right.
Well, you know, the thing is that these sales are not going to be forever. Like we've been on a little streak of like making these sales happen just because, you know, New Year's, holidays.
Yeah.
But it's not permanent. So if you want to get it, it's probably a good time.
Yeah, there's not going to be a Valentine's Day sale. You know, just
Really?
no.
What?
Why?
Because
he has no love in his heart. That's why.
Dang, man. That's cold.
He has a black heart.
Yeah. Spilled 15. Okay.
This guy's crazy.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. So hey, you just came back from CES, so we'll get into some of that stuff.
Yep.
Aaron, you already talked about the SVS stuff on your live stream, didn't you?
Yeah, I tried. There was like 5 minutes of no voice because I didn't realize like when, at least with the thing that I use, when I get rid of myself entirely off the screen, it mutes my microphone.
Oh,
Like if I hide myself and like put it up on if I hide myself, it mutes me entirely, which is not cool. So anyway, I had to go edit that. But Chana was calling, and I had people like, "No audio." I'm like, "What the heck is going on?"
I called him, but I hit him on our group chat, and like I'm like, "No audio, dude. No audio. Nobody can hear." And he just keeps going because I've watched Aaron's stream before, and he doesn't. Oh, I forgot to.
I don't really pay attention to the chat much.
He doesn't.
Like I do. I have to take breaks though, because what happens is if I'm watching the chat while I'm talking, I'll get totally sidetracked.
Oh yeah, Sbarro is good. Sbarro pizza.
Oh, Sbarro was good.
Remember? That was greasy.
That just happened to Joe.
Oh my goodness.
We're having a conversation. I say I can't watch the chat because I get sidetracked, and Joe literally gets sidetracked. He goes, "Oh yeah, Sbarro's good." We're not even talking about Sbarro because you're watching the chat.
Stuff. Hey, here's even more important. Like, he says he worked at Little Caesars in the mid '90s, and it honestly isn't the same tasting pizza anymore. That's it. Exactly what I said. Hey, do you remember what the little guy says? The little
Pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Pizza. Did he say pizza, or did he say pizza?
Pizza
twice.
Pizza. Okay. All right.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Just checking. Now that we're warmed up, see, that was our little warm up session. Get our vocal cords working.
I gotta close the door.
I don't know what she's saying. I just know it's heart of glass.
Heart of glass.
Heart.
Yeah.
Heart
of glass. But
what did she say easily?
Yes, heart of glass.
She's like, heart of glass.
Once I had a love, and it was a gas. Soon turned out, had a heart of glass. Come on.
Are you reading this?
Reading
it. Only to find.
You're like, man, don't you know?
You can just Google it. Come on.
Hey, can you talk about CES a little bit? Like what your experience was like with stuff that's relevant to these guys? Because backstage you're telling us about other stuff, but I don't know that these people care so much about your adventures.
So okay, so things that are relevant for you guys. I saw Nelly perform. Oh
yeah.
Here. I have a picture. Hold on. Let me just.
Be careful
of the speakers that they're using at the event. Coincidentally,
where are they? You told us some QSC arrays or something, or no, not QSC.
QSC.
Boom! It's the RCF.
RCF, yes, RCF.
That's the brand I use.
So were they good?
They sound, dude. It was banging in there. There was only like 150 people there, so it was like a private concert at the Allegiant.
Did it have a hole on the bottom like yours?
Yeah,
an extra port.
Yeah, down at the bottom.
You don't know what I'm talking about, right?
The extra port.
Or you do.
The pole.
Yeah, remember how yours is cracked in the bottom?
Oh,
like a big hole.
It didn't have that. This was the actual line arrays. This was the portable one. So they were the big.
Oh, okay.
There's a super pricey one. So yeah, 150 people. It was pretty crazy. As far as like the amount of sound, like I had to like back it up to the bar because it was just
so that's cool.
Yeah,
a little private performance.
Yeah, put on by the good folks at TCL. So TCL lady hooked it up. She's like, I was like, hey, I heard you're the person to talk to. I just met her like the day before. Spilled 15. My bad.
Spilled
15. I
put it in
I
the
don't
chat.
know if I spelled it right. I dropped it in there.
Spilled 15. There it is.
There it is. Spatialcd.com.
All right.
Yeah, no, met her the day previously. So the show starts Tuesday, but I had press events Sunday and Monday. So Sunday night we went into the LG suite. So LG has a suite where they had the full lineup of TVs, because at the LG booth they're only showing off the transparent OLED, which I have a binaural walkthrough of that whole thing. So it's gonna feel like you put on your headphones, you feel like you're there. You can hear me and my brother talking and stuff and talking.
Oh, that's cool.
To the rep, and I'm making silly jokes and stuff like that.
I was hoping I'd get to hear a binaural of you walking through the crowd, just because there's so much going on, conversations passing you by.
Yeah, there's a lot of, and then, like, I was listening to it or watching it because that's the next video that needs to get uploaded. And there's just like bass from like the booth next door or whatever. I'm just like, what is this noise? Like, it's pretty cool because it's almost like you're there. It's almost like you're there. Did you see any other famous celebrities? Hall of Fame football guy. I don't really know these people.
Troy Aikman.
No. He played for Michigan. Oh, but I did get to this is the closest I will ever be to the Lombardi Trophy. So add that there for people to take.
They let you get pretty close.
I know. I was gonna do. They're like, don't touch it. I was like, well, it's just like in Samsung. The guy told me not to touch it. I'm like, but this has no bezel. I'm like caressing the TV. And he's like, dude, stop that. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Thank you so much, Josh, for purchasing our toolkit. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Who else did I get to see? I ran into Caleb Dennison from Digital Trends. He was cranking them out. Like, he was video. At least he has like 2 editors and stuff.
Yeah.
I only saw him briefly at one event, and then so we went into the TCL. So we went to the Hisense press conference, which you saw online. You could have seen any of those things online. So I was there. I videotaped. I recorded it all. But like, we had like an hour break. So I met this guy named Tech Steve. You guys know Tech Steve? He's in San Diego. He does a lot of TV reviews and stuff like that. Apparently, he and I were in a video together. Brandon, be the installer, got a bunch of us to say which TVs they'd buy for the year. Something happened in like December or something. And I was getting my badge, and he's like, "Hey, you're a Techno Dad." I was like, "Hi." I'm like, "You look familiar." He's like, "Hey, I'm Tech Steve. We were just doing a video together." I was like, "Oh, right, Brandon's video." So anyway, he was rolling around with me and my brother, and it was like 10:30, and we have this TCL at 11 or something, and we had like time to chill. I'm like, "Let's go get a beer." And he's like, "But everybody's drinking coffee." I'm like, "And it's Vegas, so we go get some beers." They only sell tall boys, and we're going in there, and dude, the TCL, they had a big game day. I'm trying to find some photos. They had a big game day kind of theme going on at the press conference, and it was a lot of fun. Here's a let's see, present, share screen.
Of course, Junior OG says he wants to know about the $700,000 Sonos Faber speaker. We definitely will get into that.
Yeah. So this guy on the right here was the Hall of Fame football player. So it was cool. And then, this lady, she was at the after party with the Nelly and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, interesting stuff going on over there. They had all these weird football analogies, but at the end of the day, TCL is coming out of the gate. They're talking about, I ran into Phil Jones, Projector Reviews, Massimo, and they're talking Charles Woodson. Yes. I met him at the thing at Nelly, and I was like, "Hey man, you did a great job at the press conference." And he's like, "Oh, thank you." And then Brandon comes over. He's like, "What'd you say to him?" I'm like, "I told him good job at the press conference." He's like, "That's a Hall of Fame football player. I was like, oh no, I don't. Sorry.
I don't know Charles.
Anyway, Charles Woodson. He's played for
Rod Woodson. Anyway.
So okay, so that was like day 0. Day 1, Tuesday. Man, it was a madhouse. Went into LG and saw their cars. You know, I saw a lot of stuff. And what it seems to me like we're just getting lazier and lazier and lazier, because now these cars will drive and go pick up your food. And oh yeah, they saw me dancing it up over there at Nelly. All these people are videotaping me, posting about it. It's fantastic. It's a lot of fun. I had a good old time. This is like the first time I actually gone out since I moved back here. So it was awesome. It was awesome. Met a lot of cool people, and yeah, I think we're just getting.
Hey, real quick, Aaron, do you you got some moves too over there? I feel like you do.
Like Jagger?
No, I feel like I feel like you got some you pop and lock or something.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I mean,
it's good, right?
Yeah, you can't do all those tricks on BMX without knowing how to do something. You must know how to move your body in some way.
Check it out.
Okay. All right. Hey, watch your back. Be careful.
Oh, damn.
Oh man, I feel bad for anybody who's listening on the audio only version, because they don't get to see.
They don't get to see it. They're gonna have to come and watch this now.
Exactly. And Chana's just looking.
Chana's just going to town.
Freaking lettuce. All right. So how about all right, SVS. Are you ready to get into that, or should we get into that later? Because that seemed to be like the thing that everybody was interested in.
Woo! Yeah.
In our industry, on our side of the things.
I know some people that slept on CES because they're like, I only go to CEDIA. I only go to M-Wave. I only go to whatever. They don't go to CES. And look what happened. SVS threw out the rule book, and they just said, surprise! We got something for you hi-fi folk. We got diamonds in the grill.
Diamonds in the grill.
Hey.
Do you have pictures of that thing? Do you have some pictures that we can show?
I have. I don't know if I took that many.
Or how about their press stuff? Don't they have any press?
They did, dude. They literally had a
press. Cardi don't need no press.
Essentially, they have 7 speakers, 7 new speakers in this line. I think I took mostly video, man. I think I'm looking at my phone.
No, but I saw like, people were posting the what is this? This thing. Let me see if I can bring this up. Okay, this. Let's see. Do they have anything with specs though, or no? No?
They do not, just pricing.
It's all these. So real quick, what size are the ones on the big boy one? What's the big boy one? Pinnacle or Titan or Tower?
Pinnacle is the top. It's 8 inch, right, Aaron?
Yeah, that's what the website said, at least. Yeah.
So this top section here I thought was interesting. So this top section is they're using force canceling.
Mm-hmm.
So here and on this bottom one, right? And then this centerpiece has its own enclosure.
Yeah.
There's like an MTM in the middle and all like curved and time aligned. Like which focals does that look like?
It looks like the Sopras. Yeah.
Sopra. Okay. So that's crazy that they can do this kind of cabinet. That doesn't look that simple.
Here, hold on, look. You see this, right?
All right.
Phone, right? And then boom.
There you go. There's the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's dope, man. As soon as I saw that, I sent Nick an email. I was like, send me this your way, or send me some my way, or whatever at some point. Blah blah blah.
So those big were 8 inch. So they got 4 8s.
So the dual force canceling, they're ported.
Yeah, they're ported.
Yeah.
And here's the other side. Here's the other one. So this is the middle one. This is the Titan. This is the 6.5 inch driver. Okay. On your sheet. Where's your sheet at? You can put that on.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Titan. Oh, we can just switch back and forth.
Yeah.
So that's the white one that I'm showing is the Titan. Let's see. There's the Larry. Hey, Larry. Yeah. Well,
That's interesting. I'm used to seeing like force canceling or dual force canceling, whatever you want to call it, where the speakers are opposed, dual opposed, whatever you want to call it, in a sealed enclosure. But I guess there's no reason why it couldn't work in a ported.
Yeah. You want to see something funny? My brother's taking BTS of me. Who do you see there?
Oh,
I'm doing BTS.
there he is with the arms up. I was gonna say, I only see that guy like this.
I used to doing an interview with Nick, and then right after that, I just walked behind them and was like, in the back of the video. Anyway, so that is the Evolution Titan, and then the smallest one is the Evolution Tower, 5 1/4-inch drivers.
5 1/4. What are this? Oh, the Titan is what? 6.5.
Yeah.
I'm curious about this one. Like, how low does it go? Because a lot of the SVS stuff typically doesn't go super low because I think they're just trying to make it have higher SPL so they can sell their subs. Not that they're doing it to sell their subs, but they expect people to use these with subs. They're
designed for that.
So I'm just kind of curious how low these go. Does anybody know?
No.
What's the F3 on these? No.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that too. Like, did they tune them to go really low, or did they tune them to go like to 40 hertz, and then they expect you to still use a subwoofer so they still have sensitivity? Like, and what's the sensitivity? Is it 91 decibels or something crazy? I mean, with that many woofers, that's pretty crazy, man.
Who knows? Do I have any other photos on my phone? I got more on my my DJI, but
so these don't look like the same drivers that they use in their SVS Micro.
I mean, here's
they're definitely different drivers because those have the inverted surrounds. But if I were to look at the cabinet size, it looks about the same size as. Oh, this is ported though. That's what's weird. So I can't. I was trying to guess. Basically, I was trying to say, okay, here's the 3000 micro uses dual 8s in a sealed enclosure, but then it's active, and that thing goes down to maybe 24 hertz, 23 hertz, 24 hertz, something like that. So I don't think it's going to go that low, even if they have two, just because they're not active.
Right.
But they're ported. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
This is the smallest bookshelf, and you can tell that it's the same woofer that they're using, essentially. They changed.
Did they tame the treble?
I don't know, man. You couldn't hear shit over there. Like, it was way too loud. It was way too loud. Anybody tells you, oh, I saw them at CES and they sounded great. Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit. Because
they couldn't tell.
You do. There's no way. There's no way. Because their room, their demo room where the big ones were, it doesn't have a roof. And they were behind SK. SK had all kinds of stuff. They had a little roller coaster in the thing. Man, it was so loud. Oh, yeah.
I'm always curious that like they don't like to do waveguide stuff, right?
No.
Never.
Like it, yeah. None of them are waveguided. But let's go back to your little situation here. So so the one you just saw, that little white bookshelf, was the Ultra Evolution Nano.
Ultra Evolution, okay.
They had a pair of the Ultra Evolution bookshelves in the demo room as their rears. And they had the Ultra Evolution Center, of course. They had that in white as well outside, which appear in my video. And then they had the Ultra Elevations. So this is finally they did a bigger, beefier elevation speaker.
So what size is the driver on this one? And what was it before? I think it was like 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5 inch. I think this one is, I don't even know, dude. I think it might be a 6.5. Let's see.
A 6.5? That's pretty big.
Yeah, it was pretty low.
That's good.
I mean, don't quote me on that. It could have been a 5 1/4. They didn't have any to like hold or see. They just had them set up in the room. They always do a 5.1.2. They were. Oh yeah. There. Oh, sorry. Nick stated they were basically near full range in an interview I've seen with the guy trying to snuck behind. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, that's the lineup. I think the biggest thing a lot of people are wondering is how high is that tweeter, and is that going to be, good in the seated position?
Oh yeah,
tower.
this tweeter here.
Yeah, that one in the middle.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
Do you remember what size of the woofer is in this Ultra Evolution Center?
No, but it looked like the Ultra Center. I think it's pretty much the same as the Ultra Center.
So would you say, it's kind of funny because every time I saw Nick and them talking about it, every time they had to announce, what speaker it was, even they were kind of getting confused because there's so many. They released so many at once. It's like, so this is the Ultra Evolution Titan
something.
Yeah, I don't know how people keep up with that. Real fast, I looked online. It's dual 6.5 inch on the center, and then the 4.5 inch mid range. Yeah.
Okay, 4.5. Okay.
That's a big. But I was looking at those. Like I was watching Chana's video. And by the way, Chana, you did a great job on that video. But I was watching it and I was thinking, I could actually, if they sound as good as they look, I could actually see having like a killer living room set up with those speakers, because like they don't, if you got them in that white for a home, for a living room setup, I think they pass the wife acceptance factor. I think
they look awesome. And what's the prices on these towers, Chana?
Biggest to smallest, 5K a pair, 4K a pair, 3K a pair.
All right, so that's getting up there.
Yes, I told them it's like they grown up. They got a hi-fi speaker that looks like a hi-fi speaker. And he said they want to be compared with all these other speaker brands. And here's a shot of the big boys in a second here. Where is it? Where did it go? Damn it! I had it queued up. What happened? Oh shoot!
The only thing that I was wondering about is just where that tweeter height is when you're sitting down.
Right? Yeah.
It looks like it could be too low, but I don't know. Maybe not.
It all depends. Yeah, it all depends. Like, who knows? Now the demo, I did bring my demo material because I know they always have a Blu-ray player there, so I was able to play some stuff and give Nick some extra music to play in their demos. But okay, there's the white. But yeah. I would need to hear these in a space, like here, where I know what these sound like, and I wouldn't want to go with the big boys. I would rather go with the mid range, the Titans. That's the one.
Those big ones. I mean, if those are 8s, and they got 4 8s on them, I bet they're huge.
Yeah, they're pretty big. That's what I'm trying to get to my B-roll of it on this stupid YouTube video. Oh, okay. Here's the center.
Oh, I'm just trying to see what compares in price. What's around that $5,000 price range for a pair?
So I mean, this looks like the Ultra Center, right? Like, look at it, right?
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah, it's essentially the same thing, I think, just with the new tweeter. This guy right here. Let's see. Damn it! Here's another look at the back.
And let me know in the comments too if you guys have any questions about these. I'm sure a lot of people do. Let's see. How much are these?
I'm really excited. And somebody commented if they changed the treble. I was kind of wondering that too. I was thinking, I hope that the treble, the on-axis response wasn't bad, but the problem was that, like, if you have a room that's reflective, then that sound power, the overall response yielded kind of wasn't terrible. Certainly wasn't as bright as I've heard other speakers sound, but it was somewhat of a bright speaker for the both. I think the Prime was brighter than the Ultra, if I recall. But what Nick said in that video of Chana's was that the other two are 12 years old, So now they've got like newer technology and a better understanding of maybe what better sound can be like. So I'm really going to be curious to see what these other ones look like.
That's my main thing too. Because the other ones were always like pretty decent on axis.
Yeah.
It's the sound power and the directivity where you could see that thing would probably be bright.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I asked if it's gonna, if they're ever gonna do anything like with a waveguide, but I guess not. They like mounting it directly on the baffle.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Yeah, it can sound
depends
good
on the implementation. It can work, right?
Right.
Yeah, it could work. I think. I mean, it's impressive that they kept it under wraps for so long. Usually, we'd hear about it. You know what I mean? But instead, they dropped it without actually telling anybody, which was, it's pretty ballsy. It's everybody in the home theater and they're always trying to promote their stuff instead of. They're like, oh, hey, we're going to make something. It's going to be out in 6 months. And then when 6 months comes, like, hey, remember this thing?
Yeah.
It's out now.
What?
Like, what are you talking about? So much other cool stuff has happened in the last 6 months. I cannot find where I put this stupid B-roll for the black one. All right, whatever. But let's see. Other than the pricing, so Nick and I got into pricing, and you can get the bookshelves, 2 sets of bookshelves, the center channel, and the new ultra heights for under $5,000. So
okay, I'm just looking at those THX or the Arendal 1723 THX Tower. Those are $3,899 for a pair. So that would compete with their
the lowest one. Oh wait, no, the middle one, the Titan, the one I want. Yeah,
the middle one.
Yeah,
with a 6.5.
Probably not as heavy as the Arendals.
That's all freaking HDF, man. I don't know.
As long as those things have bass, dude, because those Arendals didn't really have any bass. So
yeah, I mean, not as deep as what we thought it should have been.
What it looks like with 4/8. So those are $4,000 a pair. So then they're going to be in competition, with those mid-range towers.
I'm just looking here. Yeah, 4, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8s. And then they have the waveguide on these. I mean, construction looks good on both. So the SVS has always looked good. Like even in their lower price stuff, it's like, how do you guys afford to do this nice gloss finish? I don't even know how they do that. So yeah, they got that part down.
Here's the big one.
Definitely has a good look.
Oh yeah,
it does look pretty cool.
And then there it is. So here's the big one. Just a quick group. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we have to wait to see when people get a hold of those things to see how they go.
Yeah, it's a matter of like, and they don't have any what do they call it? Any stats or anything, any specs, really. Mm-hmm. So I'm just curious to how they're going to sound.
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh, yeah, me too. Maybe they'll compete with those Sonys that you just reviewed, Aaron.
Yeah. Gosh, man, those things were rough.
That's funny. All right, so SVS, yeah. I don't know which one would I want to review, because I'm sure Nick will probably hit me up or something.
I'm sure I want all of them.
You want all of them?
Yeah, I'm like, send me every freaking one of them, dude.
Maybe
let's space it out.
Maybe the elevation. I think people are interested in the elevation because the old ones are pretty small, and they claimed 80 hertz or something, like 60 hertz or 80 hertz, which you can get. But like most people, when I'd measure their elevations in the room, sometimes you'd have to cross them over realistically at like 120, depending on how far they were.
Yeah,
which, people like to get closer to 80. So maybe some of those. I'm scared to ask for these big ones because if they're as heavy as these Arendals, I don't know. Maybe the big ones.
Yeah, I want
Anna's over here to help me. I don't know.
I want all of them, man. I want to know how low that Pinnacle can get. I bet that thing gets stupid loud though.
Good.
Yeah. I'm really curious about the tweeter though, like you said.
Yeah.
And who else said? Did they tame the treble, the higher frequencies? Because if they did, and if they made the directivity smoother, man, It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. What else we got, Chana? How about real quick? Let's move over to should we go the Dolby Flex or Sonus Faber?
Boom. Me and Caleb.
Boom.
Sonus Faber. So you know what's funny? My brother came along and he helped me. He was my camera too, and he was camera two, like right. He did everything.
What just happened?
Huh? I said he was camera two, like a mother. You know.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Okay. So he was the one keeping me on point because there's just so much jumbled into my head. And he's like, hey, you got an appointment over here. We need to make our way. Like, oh, okay. Because I'll just sit there lollygag and talk with people. And then you know what? And every single video I wanted to do, I wanted to promote the disc. So like there was one time I was doing an interview and I see his phone and it says spatial disc on it. Like he sent me a little reminder. I'm like, oh, right. I love you, bro. If you're watching, thanks. But he got to see the difference in the interview. Sonus Faber and straight went to SVS after that.
Oh, the two back-to-back just interview styles.
And he was, oh man.
Who'd you interview? Livio,
yeah.
He's just
that was rough.
Why? He doesn't seem he doesn't joke around like Nick. Talking about the curved bottom or whatever you guys are talking about over there.
Dude, like I knew my interview with Nick. I knew all these people were like putting videos up like I ran into that home theater dude, Chris. And oddly he was right there right before he left. And then what was his name? Zach showed up right after that. But yeah, and then Giles did one. There was a bunch of people that did some like no name YouTube or no face YouTube channels that are just they take everybody else's stuff and they just make their own videos about it. Yeah, I knew that my video, my interview with Nick would just be better because it's just he and I have a good rapport.
The least awkward one.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, is it that, Jill, or is it this?
Yeah, so it's funny because somebody commented they didn't understand that that's our inside joke.
Yeah. So at my first time interviewing people, it was at CEDIA 2017 or whatever. And Joe comments, this is the least, I like your style. This is the least awkward CEDIA video I've watched today. And that was the first time Joe and I had any kind of communication. So if it wasn't for that weirdly, if it wasn't for that comment, there'd be no Daily HiFi, there'd be no spatial toolkit, there'd be none of that stuff would have happened had Joe not said something to me. So he said, hey, this is the least awkward what CES coverage.
We got to keep it real all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep it real. Like, it wasn't awkward. I don't know you that well. I'm not going to say, hey, this is the best interview I've ever seen in my life. Is this from 60 Minutes? What is this? Oh, my goodness. Let's collab. I see you have more subscribers than me. And I'm like, hey, it's pretty good. And then your response is like, hey, let's meet up or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it worked out.
Down to LA. Let's make a video. Chana, were you a bit tipsy when you did the SVS YouTube? No, actually, I was very tired because that was Wednesday. So I'd been there since Sunday. Got wrecked Sunday night. Got wrecked Saturday night. Got wrecked Tuesday night. Tuesday night was the Nelly thing. So my brother was like, how on earth are you doing this? You've had 3 hours of sleep every night since we've been here. He's like, I can't, like, he's just passed out.
Let's talk about the Sonus Faber one.
Okay, so Sonus Faber. So
show your video here.
What I'm groaning about is really just the fact that I had to edit out so many ums and ahs. Like that was, I literally cut out 3 minutes of ums and ahs. And having the two cameras, like I know you edit, Joe, so you'd be like, oh, anytime there's a camera switch, I had to cut out. Well, you
don't do multicam, but I got to show you how to do that.
Yeah, but yeah.
But he's from Italy. Livio's from Italy, so let me see you say something in Italian, and then.
It's
mi scusi.
Nice.
That's not even nice.
It's me, Mario.
No, but no, he was super cool. I did try to throw in a joke there. It totally was missed on him. Like they said that there's two main what do you call it? Programs when you buy this thing is that you get to go. They take you to Italy for 3 nights or whatever. And you know, they're like, you stay, and I'm like, where do we stay? Your house? He's like, oh no. I'm like,
oh no.
I'm just like that idea. Oh yeah, I also said I was a Sodas Faber guy. That was great. Even my brother mentioned that. He's like, you had the like weird backhanded comment in there. It's like, oh well, I just gotta be truthful. But yeah.
You guys know what that's from when I'm saying mi scusi. No? You don't remember from Euro Trip? Do you guys remember that movie?
Oh no, I never saw that one.
What?
I know, I never saw that one.
Oh come on, dude.
I was burned out on those movies at that point.
Oh
There's
really?
So many
I
of
love
them.
that movie.
I didn't see all the scary movies. I just saw the first one.
Euro Trip. It's like a kind of like American Pie style.
Yeah,
movie.
that's what I know.
Just a silly, dumb.
Is that the
Just
one
watch it.
Scotty doesn't know? Is that the one? Or is that a different one?
Yeah.
Was that Tom Green was in that one?
I think
Or?
so. Mi scusi.
Mi scusi. So here, look
Mi scusi. It's right there. Okay. So Sonos Power Suprema.
And they have these new Macintoshes. So the Macintoshes are these 3 stacks in the back. 2000 watt, 2.1 kilowatt. So somebody was asking, so the subwoofers had each subwoofer had one of these, and then the tower had one of these paltry 1.2 kilowatt ones in the back. Here they are. It's huge dual.
Look at the finish though, because that's what he does a lot is the design aspect.
Yeah, he's the chief. Oh yeah, I'm interviewing the CDO, the chief design officer of Macintosh Group. This guy.
I wish I'd have been there. Like, give me your amplifiers now.
You see,
man, they look great though, right?
See this shot right here with the amps in the background there, buddy?
Yeah.
This one's
how much of this is the look though? You know what I mean? How much of it is a look? When I was watching the binaural demo, I'm just like, man, that looks crazy in the background with all those Macintosh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you go into somebody's house and you see that, you're like, damn.
Yeah, and like, look, dude, like how many pieces are? Do we need all these? like really? Oh man, but you know, whatever. But yeah, it's taller than this guy and me. Apparently not as tall as the lead engineer.
I wonder how much they weigh.
Oh my goodness. Well, so okay, so with the first thing is they take the customer because it's $750,000 for this 2.2 channel setup, right? The new amplifiers are $50,000 each. So you would need so we're easily at $1 million with all the other components that they had there. And the second part of the customer service is that so you go to Italy, spend 3 days to fully customize a speaker. You know, which shade of red do you want? Do you want the did you want to go with the Lamborghini color like Corsa Rosso, right? Or you want to go with the Ferrari red, there's whatever you want, you can do it, right? That's their whole deal. And so you go over there and they, yes, they use monoprice cables. 100%. They didn't even bother to tell me about the cables. So they were just like, some, they weren't cheap. Although I kept stepping on them.
Oh, they weren't. Oh, were they off the ground?
No, they weren't off the ground. But I was like videotaping and just kind of stepping on them as I'm like moving and stuff. I'm like, whoops. Anyway,
they want to match their boat.
Yeah, they want to.
They're all about that boat look, right?
Wenge finish looks better. OG, Junior OG.
Okay.
Let's see what else.
So when you sat and listened to them, what were your impressions? I mean, this looks like a very big room.
Yeah,
it looks like a lot of gear, and it's always hard to make it sound optimal in a space like that. But What was your impression? I saw that you got to play some of your music.
They did allow some requests. They didn't go as low as I would like them to have gone with the stop time track, especially with 415s. He did knock on the wall and it was completely hollow. So he said we had some issues in the room. I said, okay. But they're supposed to go down to 16 hertz. There's a point in the video. I'm like, he was holding that cork thing and I'm like, hey, put that down. Let's talk about the subwoofers. You know? So yeah. And Joe. So they got all the cork thing, right? So they're this is what their mid-range, they call it the I section or whatever, where the mid-range and the 2 tweeters, fit in this thing. And yeah, this is when he says the system can go from 40,000 hertz all the way down to 16 hertz. And I was just like, oh, I got all excited. Where is it? And told him to just put that stuff down. Oh,
what is that?
Yeah, there it is.
Dang, okay.
Good. Yeah, it was heavy. I was doing curls with it, Joe. I was like, should I keep this in the video just for Joe? I took it out. I'm not a dumbass. So 15. He said it's a neodymium driver. Neodymium. I can't say that right.
Are those all bespoke drivers? From what you can tell, Aaron.
Bespoke. I mean, probably. Yeah, I'm sure they are.
They redesigned everything. They're except for the 2 tweeters. Everything else is brand new. And they do this carbon fiber on the back. Oh, this is a back speaker. Look, it's the back.
Oh,
the back. Oh, what the heck? Okay.
Yeah, there's a speaker in the back. When he mentioned it, I was like, there's a speaker in the back. Like, what is that? What is that?
This is for a rich guy who has just money to spend. You want something that looks cool, that looks different, and
it's super
the ultimate sound quality might not even be the ultimate accuracy. Might not even be his goal. It might just be like, I want the coolest looking thing in my living room.
Yeah,
and this is probably one of them. Look at that.
Yeah,
that thing does look cool.
This is like an alien ship right here. And then so these 4 things on the back here, they allow you to aim this front part here. So you can tilt it forward and backward, depending on how your listening position.
Yeah.
And with those knobs, you can change the level of the mid-range and tweeters as well.
That's cool.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that's one of the little windy parts, and then that's their whatever they use. Yeah, they're all handing me this stuff. I'm like, what are we doing here? This is getting a little out of hand.
Yeah.
And then we got a Macintosh amplifier. So this is 1 amp. It's this triple stack. This is the 2.1 kilowatt or whatever.
Gosh.
Aaron, do you need to change your shorts?
I need to go change. Those things are ridiculous.
Dude, I can only imagine how much these things weigh. Like, you want to know how much the speakers weigh? I don't even know. Look at that.
I just got done boxing up the 462, the MC 462 to send back, and I mean that thing's a solid 120 pounds on its own. It's such a pain in the butt to box back up.
Wow, what kind of foam does it come with? Does it have like?
Oh, dude, foam.
Is it like stop foam in there? Like, how do they protect that inside the box?
Double boxed, and it's bolted to a piece of like plywood or OSB or something, and then there's just like probably 2 or 3 inch foam padding all around it.
Oh, okay. It's that soft foam, right?
Yeah.
It's like medium soft foam. Yeah. It's freight delivered. So
yeah, of course.
All that stuff.
So heavy. Junior OG says no DSP in the subs. This is correct. However, they do have this guy. So this is they were using a CD transport for the music.
With tubes in it too?
Yeah, dude. My CD player got tubes. I got tubes in my grill. Oh no.
The more I review audio stuff, the more I'm just more forgiving of stuff that just looks cool. You know what I mean? Dude, like, hey, cool. I don't even care how it looks cool, and I know that's why people are curious. That it's expensive and cool looking. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that too, right? If that's what you like, ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, maybe I should start doing just looks.
I mean, look at this.
I'll leave the measurements to Aaron. I'll just go based on looks. Like,
I don't even want to do measurements anymore. I'm just like, if you gave me that right there, I would just like put it on a platter and like spin it around and be like, what's the point?
You know what you can do is you can put a camera instead of a microphone on the end of your clipple.
Yeah.
You can spin that thing right around, and it's just a new rig. Forget measurement.
I did that a long time ago with the GoPro. I strapped a GoPro to the end of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but then I like watched the video back. Oh, this is stupid. So I just never did anything with it.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, this is a CD player. Why did the CD, my CD player's got two.
No. No, it's an SA CD player.
Don't ask questions. Just enjoy it. You got tubes in there. Who cares?
Tubes in there, man. Like,
who cares, bro?
Why not?
If you got that kind of money, you don't care either.
There's the controller, then there's the preamp, and then I don't. Okay, so here's the thing. So this wine red thing. So this is how they do DSP. This is how they tune this up. So this is an electronic crossover that they built. That's all analog, and so they just fiddle with the knobbies, and then yeah.
So what are the? Does it show what the knobs do?
No, they don't show it. They don't tell you what anything.
So it's a way of, is it kind of like a way of doing DSP without knowing how to do DSP?
Well, no. Their guy comes and sets it up. So that's
that's what we were talking about on the phone. You don't even do it. We don't give you all these nice knobs, but don't even bother touching it.
Don't turn the knob.
Don't bother. We'll send the guy. He'll turn them for you.
Yeah. So they made this. This is the internal of that thing. They made this in-house because their whole thing is they don't want to use DSP. I mean, look, you can't even. There's like little markings on them, but they don't. There's no they don't tell you what it is. So
it's probably like like security heads or like security screws. Like you've got to have the right bit. It's probably like that with those. You got to have the right bit to do any changing.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's cool though.
Yeah,
that's cool. If you're rich, go ahead and buy that. You should have an affiliate link for that too.
You definitely should have an affiliate link for that.
Yeah. I'm sure there's online guys. Come on. So that's what they wanted to do. One thing that was interesting is that they didn't want to use DSP because you'd have to go through a DA converter again. So imagine if, like he was saying, they didn't want somebody with an awesome turntable system to then have to go from analog to digital just to run the DSP and then, back to analog.
Oh, yeah. Their customers don't want that.
Yeah, exactly. So,
what's interesting is that you did a binaural recording of those. And I know a lot of people are not about binaural recordings, but I know
binaural. Oh, okay. Yeah. The accounting guys. Yeah.
I know for a fact that those mics that we're using measure pretty decent. And I was using some AKG K371s that measure very well, So I thought I got a good idea of how the speaker sounded using that kind of setup. It seemed like they had that, that 2K dip. I mentioned that in my comment to you. Did you notice that too when you were listening?
Let's say that again.
The 2 kilohertz dip where it kind of makes the speakers disappear. You know what I mean? Like it sounds
dude,
did you notice that like that?
I played Florence in the Machine and it wasn't bright at all. I didn't have any fatiguing. They had it cranked. I was just like, oh, there's no boost. So I was like, oh, okay. Everything they played sounded great except for stop time. Because those notes go low. And I mean, on this system here with subwoofers, and these are only a 10 and a 12. They had 4 15s. It shouldn't have any problem. Yeah,
they need some magic beans in there.
They need some magic beans.
Did you hear anything that you've never heard before? Because that's what I think.
I know you always ask that.
Like, I'm going to hear some stuff that holographic imaging and you're going to hear all kinds of stuff you've never even heard before.
Yeah, I heard angels. I heard this guy farting on the snare drum. There's all kinds of detail in there that
I like.
It was a super revealing. No, in all honesty,
bass and hi-hat at the exact same time.
They sounded great. I wish there was more bass in some electronic music, but I don't even know the people buying this stuff are probably not going to be bumping a whole bunch of house or techno, right?
I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe
rich guys coming all. Could be you. You could be.
Hey,
you could be that guy in that.
I mean, I will be DJing at Axpona, right?
Well,
So I'll be DJing.
I'm gonna come up there. I'm going to request songs. I'm gonna be like, dude, can you play "I Want It That Way" by Backstreet Boys? And if you don't, I'm gonna write them an email.
Allow that.
I'm gonna complain.
Yo, bro, this is not karaoke, man. This is
no, it's karaoke wherever I go. Okay.
Jokey over wherever you go.
All right. How dare you? First of all,
DJ Tech. This is not the right show for that. JR. That show is NAMM, which Joe and I are going to. But
I'm excited.
Yeah, DJ Tech. It's all the same stuff. They're just trying to get streaming down and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
All right.
The Dolby Flex. Can we talk about that?
Dolby Flex Connect, you guys. I got 2 different demos of Dolby Flex Connect. I actually had no idea they were going to be there. Dolby didn't even. I don't think they even knew they were going to be there. Just kidding. They had a whole bunch of stuff, but so much smack I talk about Dolby online. I'm pretty sure they're like, yeah, we're not inviting this guy to our thing. But if you want to, I'm there. Caleb Dennison got an invite by Dolby to go demo something. I think it was Flex Connect. So there were 2 Flex Connect systems, one in Hisense's room and one from TCL's room. Oddly enough, they're also big battles at the in the TVs, and they're right across this thing from each other. Like here's the aisleway, it's TCL with a whole bunch of big ass TVs. Here's Hisense with a whole bunch of big ass TVs. Oh. Flex Connect. Actually, what I was owing was Barco was there. Barco is doing a UST in conjunction with Hisense.
Oh, that's a crazy collab.
Yeah. And they are taking something called light steering. I haven't even made this video.
Okay.
I haven't made this video. Clip this.
Daily HiFi exclusive.
Because all these other YouTubers aren't talking about it. They don't know what a Barco is. Oh, some of them do. Anyway, so Barco's doing something called light steering, which they've trickled it down from a very, very expensive projector, which is their like brand new thing that they just got. And they put it into this one that's could sell for around $4,000 here in the United States. They're still iffy on if that's going to happen or not. And so this is in conjunction with Hisense. And essentially what happens is, we'll get into the Flex Connect in a minute, Mark. Anytime there's darkness or blackness on the screen, they just don't send any light there. So they just send light where they have to illuminate, dude. And I was sitting there, I'm like, oh, there it is. I can see it. So I got it on film where you can see just the light, out of like.
So you're telling me like near perfect black levels? Is that what we're talking about here?
If it's dark, they're not sending any light to it.
No light.
A lot of sense, actually. Like, why didn't somebody think of that sooner?
Dude, I met this guy who was like a buff Urkel, right? I was talking to SVS, and this guy, he was like Urkel, but he was like buff, right? And I was saying this to Nick. I'm like, oh yeah, Barco's here. They're doing this thing, and it's called light steering with Hisense. And I ended up taking that guy with me to Hisense to show him. Then he's like, oh my god. He's like, when I said it, he's like, I've been saying this for years. Why haven't they done that? If the black on the screen, why don't they just not send any light there?
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, execution is the hard part, right? What if it's like not perfect black level, but a little bit? Right. Like, what do you do? So usually they use like LED laser dimming or something like that, where they're able to vary the light, but it has to look smooth, it has to be fast enough, things like that.
Yeah, essentially.
But I'm very curious.
Yeah, no, it's actually pretty cool. So, and you can see it with this UST. Like I was just watching it. So one of their frames in between, like they had a Bumblebee demo going on. He's like, okay, it's gonna go black, and then it's gonna say, what does it say? Night, right? KNIGHT or something like that. And
I was going to, did he do that?
Yeah. And then the I for night, that word was like about this big on the screen, and it was a 2000 nit highlight. And so I'm just watching the projector, and you could just see a beam of light, and everything else is kind of dark coming from the UST. So like you can totally see when there's light going on. So it was pretty cool. That
sounds really cool. I don't know how it works, but I want it.
Yeah, so light steering is what it's called. Yeah, from Barco. And this projector, they're still iffy on if it's going to be sold in the United States or not. And if it was, it would be somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
that's right in there,
dude. I'm saying, man. I'm saying. Like I was just walking around day 4, tired as fuck. I'm just tired. I'm like, my brother had already taken off. I'm like, yeah. What am I going to do? And then I looked and I'm like, Barco, what is this? Like I saw it on the machine. I'm like, wait, what? What is this? And then they came and told me about it. The Barco guy. They had a Barco guy and a Hisense guy there trying to tell about it. Okay, so.
Well, okay, Flex Connect.
Walking around. So I got the Hisense one first. I was just like, Dolby Atmos Flex Connect. I'm like, no way. So essentially, the processing has to be done through the TV. Dolby Atmos Flex Connect is only in their most expensive TV. They're 110-inch UX, whatever. So you got to pay 10 grand, 12 grand for that first. And then they had 2 speakers kind of behind you a little bit from the couch out to the sides. They did a quick, calibration, and then they did the Leaf demo, right? Not bad. Then the TCL had a different room. Now, Joe, you didn't like the room because it was all glass, right?
I mean, okay, well, I'll talk about my opinion afterwards. Okay. But TCL, what happened?
TCL had one speaker up by the TV on the right, and then one behind you on the left.
Like horrible positioning.
Horrible position. Yeah, and then they had an open back wall, so it was like a room with the wall behind you out.
Okay, all right.
Leaf demo there. I heard the Leaf over here on my right. Like,
where's the binaural demo of that one though?
It's here. I have to edit, dude. I
want to see the binaural of that because. Okay, so here's my thing with the one that you already posted.
Yeah.
So Flex Connect is supposed to be just basically you can put speakers anywhere. If you're using this TV that's capable, then it's supposed to adjust, kind of like the Sony HTA9, where it finds out the positioning. Now, what was interesting in your binaural demo is it looked like there was a camera. Was there a camera somewhere? There was a camera, right? And it's like try to figure out where the stuff was, things like that.
Cameras are to figure out where you, the human, are.
Oh, okay. So, my question is, in my mind, there's only certain amount of DSP and delay and things that you can do to make it sound like the sound is coming from somewhere else, right? My whole thing is like, I think CNET posted one where they were demoing that, and I said, well, how about the Haas effect, precedence effect, where you hear where the source of sound is because you can hear the direct sound, and then there's a difference between what you hear from one ear to the next ear, in addition to the reflections that you could possibly hear. That'll also give you an idea of where the speaker is located. How do you undo that? Like, did they somehow magically figure out a way to undo those things? I mean, if they did, and that's awesome. But that's the thing I'm kind of curious about. It's like, can you really not tell that the speaker's not where it's supposed to be?
Yeah. The laws of physics not apply to your stove when you're cooking grits. Did it really take 30 minutes?
Hey, they might be doing something crazy, but I'm just saying that's the question that I have. Is
you really got to hear it. You really got to hear it. Yeah, I did the binaural demo, but you really got to hear. It. I'll put the other one up soon. I'm trying to edit and get through all this stuff. There's just a ton of stuff.
Because the one in the Hisense one, I think the one with the all glass room.
Yeah.
My 2 critiques is if you do all glass, that's like a very reflective.
Cheating. Is that cheating a little?
It's a little bit cheating because even when you hear the guy talk, you hear him like here, and then you can kind of hear like all these reflections everywhere, which makes it sound more immersive.
It could make it help, yeah. The TCL demo, there was nothing behind the list.
Okay. Also, in the Hisense one, what I said was they put the speakers kind of in an optimal place. Like if you had only 2 speakers and you put them directly to the sides of you, that's kind of a good place to put them.
Yeah, they were side a little back from the couch. Yeah, but
we've done that experiment here. Remember when I showed you, hey, I'm gonna play binaural out of just the 2 side speakers, but I'm gonna try to make it sound like it's Yeah, it works, especially when you're using speakers as headphones like that.
Yeah,
kind of what you're doing.
Essentially headphones.
But what I'm curious about is the other one where you said one is in the front, and then where's the other one?
Like behind to the left.
That's
and up and up. So behind to the left and up, and then one's in the front down. Right, it's on a different elevation plane.
And they were able to matrix sounds like in places that you weren't able to hear.
I heard the thing behind me to the right, man. I'm like, whoa. I got on the camera. I was like, whoa, did you guys hear that?
Okay, all right. Hey,
yeah. So it's one of those things you gotta experience it. Yeah. So that was Dolby Atmos Flex Connect, which was a total surprise for me because I didn't know there were going to be any demos like that. You know, there was a new Focal Aria line, but nobody from Focal emailed me. I think Zach went over there. Audio Advice went over there too.
I'm always curious about this new tech because a lot of times it sounds great, and then when you get it in your place, like, what the heck? How come mine doesn't do the whole matrixing thing? So I'm curious to try some of that stuff out. Too bad you have to use a TV though. Kind of weird.
Yeah, and then that's the other thing. This is on their biggest, baddest TVs. So this isn't like if they're trying to make this a cheap ass option for people to not want to what do you call it? For people to not get like a full-fledged home theater. If you had to spend $8,000 to $10,000 on TV, like, well, I don't get it. I don't get it.
You're just gonna put random speakers everywhere. You spent that much, and then you're just gonna put random speakers.
Let's put one on
random places.
Let's put one in the ceiling. Aim it down.
Let's do that.
So it's a little weird. That's a little weird.
Okay, how about Oro? Didn't you go and check out Oro?
Oro 3D. And now the CEO and the CTO were there. It was just the two of them.
People think that we're gonna say it's the best thing ever. It was like the best thing at CES. You've never heard anything like it.
I mean, it was. Okay. No, I'm kidding. They have a sound bar which is still in prototype. They have a smart speaker which is still in prototype. What they are trying to do is get this Oro CX into streaming platforms. So it's like when you're making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you need 2 slices of bread, some peanut butter, you need some jelly, you need a knife, maybe 2 knives, right? And so you unscrew the lid of the peanut butter, you get the peanut butter on there, you slap it on 1 slice of bread. That's kind of where they're at. They've got a few more steps to go to get something to deliver to us. Now, so the demo was about how they're able to cram all of their lossless information and send it. So this demo wasn't really like, oh, whiz bang pow demo, cool. Oh, shaking my butt. No, wasn't like that. Wasn't that kind of demo? Did you just snort?
Well, you said you were pretty snoozy, right? You're like, you're falling asleep.
I was pretty tired. I was pretty tired at that point. That was day 2. Yeah, day 2. So ready to stream, CX streaming codec, 6 to 8 Mbps. They can go up to 22.2 channels, lossless 192 kilohertz. I had to write all this down because there's no way I was going to remember all this. Variable bit rate depending on bandwidth, and they have they can scale. Now, they did say that their system would scale down to whatever the end user had, as far as if the end user is just doing a 2-channel, they still get all the information, but in a 2-channel way, right? As opposed to the 9 or 13 channel or whatever. They did say that the Samsung, they put all their internals into a Samsung soundbar, and the Samsung people love their soundbar. I couldn't take any pictures of soundbar. Man, this looks like I was a really bad student. Not just for the fact that like English is my second language, but I was just bad at like doing stuff, right? And so me and my buddy Chris, who I just met up with on Saturday, we we failed this project because we just kind of like took pieces of cardboard, taped it together, and turned it in. That's what the Oro 3D soundbar looked like. Looked like my high school project, or not even a high school project. It was like a grade school project.
I was wondering where you're going with that. Well,
it sounded cool. It sounded great. This soundbar sounded great. It just looked like hot garbage because they're still in the prototype phase, and that's why I took pictures of it.
But look, the way I figure is, you know, I know they're trying to do all this stuff and like streaming and new codecs, but Reverend Slim says they have to fight that Dolby juggernaut for streaming, uphill battle, even if it's a better codec. And I agree with that. You know, I'm most interested in the upmixing part, right? So if they have this soundbar.
It's first language interpretive dance. It's actually Sinhalese, but yes, thank you.
So if they have the Oromatic upmixer,
yeah,
and if it works for soundbars, you know, a lot of times we use it because the Atmos is not that great, and we just want to hear something cool up there. And I'm curious to see how it sounded with their soundbar, like because I've heard soundbars that are Dolby Atmos. I'm like, I guess there's something. I don't know. I guess. Was it better than those? You know.
Oh, we will talk about the TCL soundbar in a second. Remind me.
Yeah.
Their soundbar sounded good. It sounded good. They said they have 2 soundbars that they're going to release at the end of the year. So
I'm interested in that.
Waiting on that. Their smart speaker. Imagine if you like. Have you seen like an Apple HomePod without its? You know, it's all weird and it's got all these weird drivers. Yeah, they had that in the bed area of the suite, not the couch area. Oh, you know what, dude? These guys copied my idea. They had speakers on sticks.
Oh, they had the speaker sticks.
They had these little speakers on these big sticks. Yeah, and they had put them around the room. So I had the main front left, and then they had the height one just above it. You know, but up there, they had the center right on top. And yeah, it was funny. I'm like, dude, you guys are doing speaker sticks? I just made a video about this. Hilarious. But yeah, so they got the technology down, right? The lossless technology to do, you know, their streaming. So you know, they're under the impression that if they really want to make a dent, they got to get onto streaming platforms so everybody knows that they have an option to do Oro 3D. So there you go. You know. So like I said, they still have to open the jar of jelly, spread the jelly on the other side, maybe cut off some crust, slap that sucker together, and then they can eat. But
it's a lot. I think I'm further along with my magic beans than they are with that stuff. My job this, you know, next week or so is to get all the stuff on the App Store to get it ready for the public beta. So it's that close. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Anyway, that's a quick update.
Sweet.
What else? How about the Denon X6800H? You have any info on that?
Nope.
No, not really. It's just released.
Released, yeah. And then you can buy it from some places. I think some places are still saying pre-order, but the Denon put it out, so
okay.
Yeah. Let's see. TCL has a very exciting soundbar. And I got a great demo. Took a binaural demo of that as well. As much as I can do. There's some football guy over here yapping away. Football. Football.
Well,
football.
One more time.
Football.
All right then.
Football. So they had some dude because everybody was taking pictures with a Lombardi trophy, right? So like, oh yeah, step on up, yeah, don't touch it. So that's happening in the background of these binaural demos because they didn't have a sealed door. Now, I didn't realize this guy Scott, who I met at the Nelly concert the night before TCL event, right? He's like, hey, I was like, hey, I you know, I was like, I really like your 7.1.4 soundbar, and you got it in the demo thing, but I got to be honest with you, your demos are doo-doo, and I brought my demos, my Atmos demos that I mix myself, so I know exactly where the sounds go. It's on a thumb drive, USB thumb drive. I would love to play that and make a binaural demo because my viewers would really resonate with something like that. And he's like, oh yeah, sure, let's do it. Like, so I was like, oh my God. And I was looking at the press conference. This is one of the biggest dudes in the company on the press conference stage. I'm over there telling him his demos are doo-doo.
Even if you knew, would you not have told him anyway?
I would have told
the
same shit. I would have said the same shit. I'm not gonna pull any punches. So over the next couple of days, you know, I finally figured out who else to talk to because that guy was he was a bigwig, so he was always like, you know, running around doing this and doing meetings. And so I finally found somebody, and he's like, "Oh, dude, let's go check it out." And so we go over there because they're just playing files on a thumb drive through the TV. They're to the sound bar. That's how it's happening.
Okay.
And, he's, you know, we tried for a little bit, and he's like, man, can you get your hand back there? I'm like, shh, we need like a 5-year-old to get back there. Like, it was like because they had this cool, like, you know, like this booth that had like all these, looked like a music studio kind of thing in there. So there's no way we're physically getting back there to pop the thumb drive in. But, you know, hey, at least they tried, and they were totally cool about it.
They were willing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing, you know. And some of them actually remembered me. Actually, that was the coolest thing. Skipping back to Sunday, I go up to this suite for LG, and some of the marketing people, they're like, Techno Dad. I was like, hi. Oh, I've been watching your videos for so long. My dad's a huge fan. I'm like, oh. So I gave him a toolkit disc. And they're like, oh. I'm like, here, this is for you. They're like, what? Yeah, give it to your dad. He'll love it. I don't even know. And then the senior guy's like, hey, Techno Dad, thank you for coming. And I was like, oh, all those videos people were watching, I guess.
So we have some starred comments.
Okay. Yeah, let's get into it.
So Jamie W says, looking at spatial audio toolkit options, I have a UBA20 and international. So the physical disc is cost prohibitive. I get it. So will the AST Go or the SAT Go option work as a good starting point?
Depends, Jamie. If you have a system that's higher than 714, you probably want to go with the full disc. If you're in Europe, Groby TV sells that in Germany. So if you're in the European area, you can get it for less shipping wise than the United States. So
he's our official distributor over there in that.
Yeah,
in Germany.
And then who's in the UK? Wasn't that one? Don't they still have any discs?
I don't know. I don't know if he's still doing that or not.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, but yeah, SAT Go I think would be a decent option, but yeah, it would be a decent option. It's a compressed format. So if you have a streaming device that can install Artist Connection is the app. So probably some kind of Android device. And if it can stream Dolby Digital Plus. Right.
Yeah.
So if it can do those things, so you don't have, because it's not in True HD, it doesn't have to be an NVIDIA Shield.
Right.
But yeah, that's an option.
That is an option.
What else we got?
Hold on, let me just quickly say the TCL soundbar actually really, really good from what I heard. So they had 3 options, 3 buttons. One is the TV only. Next button was soundbar. Then the third button, which I really liked, was soundbar with the TV. So the vocals are coming out of the TV, right? And then all the other front stuff are coming out of the soundbar. Now, the reason why I like this, and the reason I think why TCL did this, is because they have these massive TVs. So what happens to the sound of the vocals? It's now down, right? Your speaker's down here now. So now just moving the vocal back to the center of the TV, it not only had more output. I mean, it was a 100-inch TV that they had in there. This is also another thing. I'm like, well, what if you use somebody else's TV? He's like, yeah, it's better if you use a TCL TV with the TCL soundbar so that portion works. So I took a binaural recording of each of the same music, and I'm already getting hit with copyright. So these binaural demos are just doing it for you guys. So I recorded the same music video with the 3 in the 3 different things, and I'll just go switch back and forth through them when I edit it. That's why it's taking so long to do these things, because it's not like
very cool. I'm excited to hear it. And I would like to remind people who, if you watch those videos, really wear headphones. Like, I know people are saying, "Oh, I played it in my home theater." It doesn't work like that. Binaural you have to use headphones, even if it sounds great on your 9.1.6 with the Oro up mixer. Like, that's you're not going to get the effect unless you wear headphones.
I was doing the hopefully I could get the what time is it? 5:30. Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow. So the LG, I'm walking through the booth, and one of the LG marketing people are with me, and you can hear her when she's standing next to me. She's talking, so it's like right in your ear about they have this little coffee thing. Man, it looks so funny. It's like this little robot with these 4 legs, and then the coffee just comes out the middle like it's pissing out the coffee. I'm like, is it gonna dookie out the coffee? And I'm like, this is hilarious. I'm all waiting for it. And they're like, oh, it's not gonna actually run it. I'm like, that would have been the funniest shit.
All right, super chats, or not super starred comments.
Okay, so you guys expect an 18-inch subwoofer from SVS? I don't think so.
Yeah. Emotiva is replacing their whole line of speakers. They said they'll be showing at Montreal. They don't send me anything, so I don't know anything about them. But maybe Aaron knows something. I did see a video where they had something that was adjustable on one of them. Something.
I just know that they're supposed to be having new ones come out, because I did email them. Like I saw on one of the forums, the AVS forum, I think, where somebody was talking about how they were closing out all their B1 pluses and all that stuff, and said that they were closing it out because they're supposed to come out with new stuff. So I sent an email over to them. This is like in September, maybe. And the guy that replied back said, yeah, that they plan to have their new stuff come out. I want to say it was January, but it may have just been like Q1 or something. But so they are coming out with something. I don't know exactly when.
Cool.
Always good. What else we have here?
Shauna, did you see any of your old co-hosts? Nick, aka Toyd's DIY co-hosts. No co-hosts, but my TV cohorts like FOMO, Be the Installer, Tech with KG. I met that Tech Steve dude. I met a bunch of YouTube, Caleb Dennison. I met the Tech Chap. I met Bored at Work. I met a whole bunch of I went to some super exclusive YouTube creators thing on Wednesday. Potato Jet was just in the hallway, but all these people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers and millions of subscribers, and I just picked a table to sit at, and I'm like, man, I'm at the dopest table. And then when I was telling them about our product, they were all like, dude, that's great. There's only one other person in that room who released a product. So, and that guy's got a way bigger audience. Yeah. So it's crazy, man. But yeah, it was cool to go hang out with them, and then went to the Hot Tech Awards. I don't even know, bro. Met a whole bunch of other tech YouTube creators. I was all trying to dance, and I was like, why is nobody dancing? I'm asking the TCL lady. She's like, Chana, this is a tech event. I'm like, oh, so no dancing? Nobody wants to have fun? On her face was like, oh, well, yeah, but I mean, it's just a rock.
What else we got here? You got it?
Does force canceling result in deeper bass or just reduced internal resonance or something else?
That's an Aaron question for sure.
Yeah, I think that's what Nick was saying. It tames the resonances inside the cabinet.
Does it tame it?
Oh,
tames resonance, or does it just make it not shake?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to just cancel it out.
Cancel it, yeah.
Huh.
Equal
and that works even if it's not sealed.
Well, it's not perfectly symmetrical, so I don't know. But the idea is whatever vibration is imparted upon the enclosure via the drive unit itself, both drive units will behave the same way, so they would cancel out the enclosure resonances. But the thing for me is that there's no symmetry, right? It's not perfectly symmetrical, and it is kind of tilted over in a way, and the connecting points and things like that. I mean, all of that matters. So I don't know if it's perfectly canceling, but I don't know.
You should just invert the phase on one of them and make that thing rock back and forth.
That's what I would do, man. That's what I would do.
I mean, I think more drivers equals more output. That's always a thing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious about what happens when the other speaker's facing the opposite direction. Like, I'm always confused about that when it comes to the bass, right? So they're going opposite directions, right? How does that interact with the rear wall and the sound that's coming back?
Yeah,
Like, I don't know
know
these things. I don't.
Well, I'm thinking like a sealed enclosure. When you push in on one, the other one pushes out. You know.
Yeah.
You ever done that? So I'm like, how do they have these things set up in the enclosure? Like that's what my brain has trouble thinking about.
Well, it's ported, right? So that's
yeah,
enclosure is ported. Because of, what is it? Which is the one? I was getting confused. Dipole, like an open baffle, right? So,
oh yeah,
the sound that goes backwards is that. Well, I'm trying to think.
That's out. So that's out of phase.
Out of phase.
Yeah, unless it has a speaker on the back.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to see what it does. Like
if it's like an open baffle speaker, then the stuff behind it is out of phase. So it's separated by the baffle itself.
In phase, right? So when they both go out at the same time, those are in phase. Right. So what happens to the SBIR effect? Does it affect that in some way? I'm curious.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Oh,
I don't know. What else? You have this one. Sunny Skies in AZ. Mike says, with the angled front baffle and the speakers being time aligned to each other, wouldn't you have to have your ear at ear level? If your ear is at top woofer, probably wouldn't be aligned anymore.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned that in my live stream. I was kind of curious about what they're doing about that, you know? So that's why I was asking too about where's the tweeter at on these things with the shorter ones, you know? I don't know. But you got to keep that in mind because everything is tied to a reference point. And then if you go above that, then, you know, naturally the radiation pattern is going to kind of shift, right? Because everything is relative. Like you can have 2 point sources, right? Like if it's a point source, that's different. But if you've got a source here and a source above it, and then maybe they're time aligned to like this reference plane here, but if you go up above it, then they're time aligned. But now you're physically a little bit closer to that one, so they're no longer in time, right? Like you're at a lobe somewhere. So I don't really know how they're working that.
Well, most MTMs is at the tweeter, right? For most
MTMs, have to be at the tweeter level. Even electronic DSP will have that same issue. You know, it's always like it's for the reference axis.
Well, my question is, for a two-way, it could be either at the tweeter or it could be in between the tweeter and the mid-range.
Yeah,
but for an MTM, it's probably going to be the tweeter, right?
Yeah, it could even be at the mid-range for all we know. I mean, there are speakers that are like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. You just never know. That's why you have to either measure or get the manufacturer. I'm testing some speakers now, and the guy that sent them to me said, hey, just for what it's worth, make sure you set the reference point to 7 degrees above the tweeter axis. And he said, we found it out through testing.
Interesting.
Yeah. I was like, well, all right.
Let's see. What else we got here? Got this one. Rasik says, Aaron and Joan tell, so the SVS speakers works like convex lens, align the sound to tweeter level. Go ahead. You can handle that one.
I think that we just discussed that.
Yeah.
That was the same thing we were just talking about.
Yeah. I don't know about the convex lens aspect of it though.
There's a really good article that I think Lars Riesbo had written
on Cave.
I'll link it, but I'll show it real fast because it will be helpful for some people. I think slides. I don't know what slides. Share screen. Entire screen? Sure, why not? This. I don't know who wrote this, if Lars wrote this or not, but it talks about lobing and time alignment and how you can have time alignment, but you can still be off in time when you go above or below the tweeter axis or the reference axis, and so-called time aligned speakers and how they're not actually time aligned, acoustic center. So it's just pretty cool stuff. I'll drop it in the chat. Look, they get MATLAB graphics in here, son.
Watch out.
But I'll put it in the chat in case anybody wants to go check it out. It's really cool.
Bodie asks, any info on the Marantz Cinema 30, the 8015 replacement?
No, they weren't there. Massimo was there, but they didn't have anything. What is it? Phil Jones said they don't have anything on display. I saw the Vox. Oh, hi. I saw the Vox booth. There was. Hi, Remy. Hi.
What did the Little Caesars guy say?
Pizza.
Yeah, he does.
That sounded pretty good too.
Yeah. She's gonna get hired over there. But yeah, I even asked the guys about Onkyo, Pioneer, and Integra over there at the Vox booth, and they're like, "Oh, I got to email somebody over there. They're trying to set up some review units and stuff." But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of. That's why like a lot of home theater people don't go to CES because there's not a whole lot of stuff specifically for home theater at CES. It's more of a base technology show, for the masses. Yep. Although Sonus Faber was there, Focal and SBS. So, and Sharp, I got a video coming out about Sharp. Sharp is coming back to the TV game in the United States. So they got a couple of models, including an OLED, but the OLED's not ready for prime time just yet. But yeah. All right, let's see here. Would love to use top, middle, and center height at the same time with Oro. Do you think it will happen in the future? I don't know. That's a tough one to figure out.
What is that? Would you use top, middle, and center height at the same time with Oro?
Do you
top,
think
middle?
Would love to use top, middle, and center height at the same time. Yeah, like Voice of God and.
I haven't tried it yet, but I think the top middle might actually sound better than center height.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, hold on a second. Center height. So I have center height set up.
Yeah.
Not very much happens on that thing because it'd have to be a native Oro track. So
yeah,
doesn't get utilized very much.
What he's saying, like he wants to have that with Atmos, maybe. I think that might be.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you use center height and? I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of center height now. Now that I've had it, I don't think it does it.
You don't like it. Reed, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? Any rumblings of Atmos in the car audio space? Yeah, I think that's what Caleb. Or there's a whole. If you just look up, just search Dolby Atmos CES 2024, you'll see all the cars that have Atmos in it.
Is this the read that interrupts us?
I think this is the read. Yeah. I hope that email got to you, man. It was kind of tricky for me to figure that out. For that Amazon thing. So let me know.
Yeah, we had people we're like, hey, make a video for us and we'll send you an Amazon gift card if we used your video. So we have them interrupt us in our videos.
It was perfect. Whoa. I'm gonna let you finish making your video. So perfect, Reed. Thank you so much. Jamie says he has a 5.1.2. He's in Australia. Okay, so yeah, you should be able to use SatGo as long as you have access to something that has the artist connection.
Yeah. What are you sharing there, Aaron?
Oh,
something we're not supposed to be looking at?
Oh yeah, sorry. It was just something somebody sent me a message. Okay. And I'm like, what is this?
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, sorry.
I want to pop it up on the screen like, oh,
stop screen. Okay. Yeah.
You got it. Yay. Yeah, where's the cheering? Thank you, Reed. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Well, cool. I think that's it for right now. We've covered a lot.
Domino should bring back the Noid. Y'all remember the Noid?
Nice.
No. They need to bring back the little things in the middle that look like tables.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't look like that anymore.
Kevin James. Y'all know who Kevin James is? Adam Sandler's buddy. You know who he is.
Oh, yeah.
He's been Grown Ups. And anyway, he had like a stand-up bit from probably around 2000 and probably like 2002 or so, maybe 2004, something like that. But he talked about that and he was like, what is that? Like a little ottoman?
Yeah. I was like, that's for all the little people. That's for the kids. That's a kiddie table. You just got to.
Well, they would love to play with that if it was a little table, but now it's just I guess it was too much plastic, so now it's just kind of like looks like a peace sign. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they put that just for like so the top wouldn't fall into the pizza, like the cardboard.
Yeah,
I don't know I don't know why they would make it smaller.
It was cool when it was a table, though.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
thank
for real.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you like hanging out with us, hang out with us some more. Go to crew.dailyhifi.com and become part of the crew. You know how we do. After this, we go into a video chat and you get to ask us questions. And then I get to show you all the cool pictures from CES that I couldn't show here. And, we talk a little smack to each other, as I got some. I hope Chuck is going to be in there soon because I got to go do something. I got something for.
Oh,
Joe
yeah, I saw it
from Chuck. And then what do you call it? Oh, yeah. Go to shop.dailyhifi.com and pick up some merch. We got the best merch on the planet. And if you like listen to podcasts as opposed to seeing it, go to anchor.fm/dailyhifi. Listen. But if you want to be here at the show, come on over youtube.com/dailyhifi. We do this every 4 p.m. Pacific. And ask questions. Crazy that's happening in Joe's studio right now.
Do you want to show Chana your Techno Dad impression? Show him how it looks. Here. No, you don't want to show him? Okay.
I want to see it.
Next time.
Can you show him with the thing? No? No, okay, she doesn't want to show it. She goes like this to be your hey, I'm Techno Dad.
Techno Dad. Love it. Love it.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Thanks so much for hanging out, and we will see you next week. Good night.
Bye.
Later.